How can a character who lives in a world of silence have one of the loudest impacts in the Marvel Universe? What happens when your entire life, your purpose, and your rage are all built on a single devastating lie? Today we're diving into the story of Maya Lopez, the hero known as Echo. She's a living contradiction, a weapon forged in trauma who became a symbol of resilience, and a master mimic who had to find her own unique voice. Welcome back to Marvel Echo's Resonance. I'm your host, Will, and today we're talking about one of the most compelling characters to come out of the late 90s, Echo. Now, to really get to Echo's arrival and why it was so significant, you need to understand that the era she was born into. In the late 90s, there was a creative change and it was a charged time for Marvel. They just launched the Marvel Knights imprint, which was basically their way of telling grittier, more mature, street-level stories. Think of it as a comic book equivalent of what Christopher Nolan did for the Batman movies, taking characters and grounding them in a darker, more psychologically intense reality. This was the perfect environment for a character like Maya Lopez to make her debut. She first appears in Daredevil in 1999, created by the brilliant team of David Mack and Joe Quesada. And right there from the start, she's presented as the perfect foil for Matt Murdock. Where Daredevil is blind and navigates the world through sound, Maya is deaf and navigates the world through sight. Her origin is heartbreaking. As a child, she watches her father, Willie Crazy Horse Lincoln, get murdered by his boss, the one and only Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. With his dying breath, her father leaves a bloody handprint on her face and makes Fisk promise to raise her. And Fisk does. But he twists that promise into a long, cruel con. He raises Maya, nurtures her into her incredible talents, and becomes the only father she knows, all while telling her that the man who killed her father was his greatest enemy, Daredevil. Her entire life becomes focused on avenging a murder that her own surrogate father committed. Now let's talk about her powers, because they are very unique and tied directly to her identity. Maya has photographic reflexes. Think, Taskmaster. Because she grew up without hearing, her brain became hyper-attuned to visual information. She can perfectly replicate any physical action she sees. The difference is between her and Taskmaster is she's grounded in a real-world condition. For a lot of people, like me, that grew up in the 90s, it's like she can instantly download martial arts movies like a file from the Matrix by just watching them. She sees Bullseye on the news. She can replicate his impossible aim. She watches a world-class pianist. She can play that same concerto. She fights Daredevil and she learns his moves in real time. This all comes to a head when her debut storyline, Parts of a Whole. It's a masterclass in a tragic irony. Fisk sends Maya to get close to Matt Murdock to find his weaknesses, but neither of them expects that she and Matt will genuinely fall in love. So you have this gut-wrenching scenario where she's spending her days falling for this kind, blind lawyer, and her nights hunting the man she loves, believing he's her father's killer. The climax is absolutely devastating. She finally confronts Daredevil and, in the struggle, unmasks him, only to see the face of Matt Murdock. In that moment, her entire world shatters. The lie she was raised on is exposed, and the love she found is tied to the vengeance she swore. Matt, in turn, reveals the truth. It was Kingpin who pulled the trigger. Her response is swift and brutal. She hunts down Fisk, confronts him not as a daughter, but as an executioner, and shoots him, leaving him for blind. This is the moment she stops being an echo of the Kingpin's hate and begins the long, hard journey of finding who she really is. So after Maya shatters that lie that defined her entire life, where does she go from there? This is where her journey gets really interesting, as she tries to build an identity from the ground up, moving from a pawn to a major player in the Marvel Universe. Her first big step is joining the New Avengers. After a period of soul-searching, she's approached by, none other than Captain America. But she doesn't want to be Echo anymore. That name is tied to her trauma and the Kingpin. So she adopts a new identity, Ronin. In Japanese culture, a Ronin is a masterless samurai, and thematically it's perfect for her. She is finally free from her master, Fisk, and ready to choose her own path. As Ronin, she operates in complete anonymity, taking on deadly missions in Japan alongside heroes like Wolverine and Spider-Man. Her time here is crucial. She proves her worth and plays a key role in foreshadowing the Secret Invasion event when she unmasks Elektra as a Skull impersonator. After her time as the first Ronin, she spends a few years drifting a bit, working for different heroes like Moon Knight, but she's searching for her ultimate purpose. And then something incredible happens. Something that takes her from the gritty streets of New York City to the cosmic stage, the Phoenix Force. In the storyline, Enter the Phoenix, the cosmic entity of death and rebirth decides it needs a new host, and it holds a tournament to find one. We're talking about a competition between some of the heaviest hitters in the Marvel Universe: Captain America, Namor, Doctor Doom, Black Panther, and in the middle of all of it is Maya Lopez. On paper, she's completely outmatched, but the Phoenix isn't looking for the strongest person, it's looking for the most resilient. It sees Maya's entire life, a story of surviving trauma, breaking free from manipulation, and constantly rising from the ashes of a life that was stolen from her. And, well, it chooses her. Becoming the host of the Phoenix is the ultimate validation of her journey. She is no longer echoing what she sees. She is now a source of unimaginable power, a cosmic force in her own right. This transformation defines her current role in the Marvel Universe for 2025 and beyond. She is a key member on the Avengers, a hero that has truly found her voice, a voice that now resonates on a cosmic scale. She went from being a silent weapon to one of the most powerful beings in the universe, all because she refused to be defined by the lie that created her. So, as always, I'll leave you with a question. Is this Echo's legacy more defined by the deep trauma and the deception that Kingpin inflicted on her, or by her incredible, unyielding resilience to overcome it? In other words, is her story about the damage that was done to her, or the strength she forged for herself in spite of it all? It's a tough one, and you could probably argue it both ways, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for listening to this episode of Marvel Echoes. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Leaving a like and a review really help the podcast grow. For more content, make sure you click the links down below for infographics and new reader guides. Till next time, true believers, make mine Marvel.